Well, guys, here we are. So, I'm not real sure which order this video is going to come out in, but there's no secret that the dragster was leaving, has left. You know, it was going away, has gone away.
We've kind of hinted at it in some of the old videos from last year that it was probably time for it to go somewhere else. And it was a really good car.
It was
and
a
we
very
did really
good
well
car.
with it. Finished top 10 this year with it, and
it was pretty sad to see that one go. Let that one go.
It just wasn't our cup of tea.
We're not dragster people.
Not dragster people.
So our deal was we were gonna keep it until we found something cool.
So
we found something cool. And it's fast.
If you're watching this, then you watch our YouTube stuff. One of the 30 people that do.
And we have...
Shout out, we appreciate you.
For real. And we can't have normal things.
Nope. But one of the things that we talked about on the Mustang video was the fact that we like stuff that's got a story. We like things that,
Definitely.
It's cool to have some kind of history behind what you have.
Yes.
And
this definitely...
We got something with some history now.
This definitely has the history.
Stuff. So I ran across this deal and I thought it was really cool. It's in plastic.
Yeah.
This is a Larry Morgan 1987 hero card from when he ran Pro Stock. And that was when he was driving for Bob Pinella. Doesn't get a whole lot cooler than old memorabilia. Unless you just go ahead and go buy the old car. So, that right there is Bob Pinella and Larry Morgan's 86 Jerry Haas Forenza. And we bought it. So.
Oh.
Well, Zeus came off.
And it's cool.
That's it. So, I'm actually really surprised that we've kept this as secret as we have for as long as we have.
Okay, it's been really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, because chances are, let's see, this is the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, this video is not going to hit probably at least another month.
For
or
a little
longer,
bit.
Because we're going to video...
Putting it together.
Yeah.
Well, redoing.
There's a whole lot of updating and stuff we want to do to it. So we're going to do videos on that. The Chevette is still on jack stands behind us. It's almost done, but it's not quite done. So
it's misbehaving.
We're working on that. The whole plan was to get the Chevette done and then move on to this. But we're kind of getting in a time crunch where some of the stuff we need to order for this
Definitely.
are on 2 and 3 month back order, so we pretty much have put the Chevette on hold. We're going to jump on this, rip it apart, at least figure out what we need to order, and then start getting stuff ordered.
Yes, because some stuff, like you were saying, is a couple months out, and our first race with this car is supposed to be end of February.
Yeah, I have to look at the schedule again. It's mid-February at least. We need to be on the racetrack.
Testing.
The 1st of February.
Yes.
So that's one of the things. I don't want to go out there to our first race and that be, our first rodeo with this thing. I want us to be able to go out and test, make some hits with it.
Yep.
And
get some data on it. And
we want to roll out there and actually have something to compete rather than just
showing
go out
up
there and it is current certified to 6.0 in the quarter mile. all round tube chrome moly chassis. It's a strut front end car, 4-link, got a 32/16 tire under the back of it. We did get the car turnkey. It's got a 572 in it. It's got a Dominator carburetor, MagnaFuel fuel system in it. It's got a Power Glide, Top Sportsman style Power Glide in it that's pretty much all fresh and new. It's got a lot of really good parts on it. It's got a grid, race pack.
It has every single bar you can imagine inside of it.
It's got a bunch of bars.
The wheel tubs are huge, but this thing is so cool.
So, yeah, this is it. We did take it to Extreme Raceway Park last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we made one hit with it, and it was not a very successful hit, depending on how you want to look at it. It went.
It was fast. It left like a rocket.
I had some timing pulled out of it, and at the hit with the grid, it had 5 degrees of timing pulled out of it for a little while and then ramped back in. It went 113 to the 60 foot with the timing pulled out. It rolled out there, drove out of the groove a little bit. I wasn't exactly ready for what was going on, and the car was not exactly ready for me to, I guess, be in the driver's seat. So
there was some technical difficulty.
It went right a little bit. We got to do some 4-link adjustments, but I got out of it, put it back in the groove, and then just kind of eased back into it and made sure it was going to stick, and it did. So I eased back into it. It was already in high gear, and I just kind of motored on down there, and it went 543 at 127, I think. So it was probably on a 520 pass, I would imagine.
Yeah, and the track was cold, so it was cold out there.
Yeah, it was cold. We only got to make one pass. So we put it back in the trailer and came home, and there she sat. But we've got a box of goodies over there that's already come in for it. And I said, we're fixing to start taking some stuff apart, getting some measurements, and trying to figure out what we need to order.
Yep.
And yeah, I think we're gonna tear this thing apart.
Get to working on it.
So, like I said, it is a Jerry Haas car. Get the Jerry Haas tag on the dash. It's pretty cool because if you go back and you look, you can see right here the tack was mounted on the dash. There's the bracket for it right there. I found a lot of history on this car, just kind of talking to a few people. This car was built in '86, campaigned in '87, and in '88 he went to, I think it was a Cutlass is what they went to. They were still part of Oldsmobile, but this was a Larry Morgan car, and even if you look at the serial number on there, it's got the, let's see if you can see it, PT on there. Is supposed to be for Piniella Trucking is what I've been told. It's got the 32/16s, which we've already got a hold of Mickey Thompson, and they got it set up with a new set of Mickeys over there to go on it. I think we may have to do some column adjustment. The column has been moved. Get the seat recovered. The covering's gone off of it, but it's got the funny car cage in it. It's got a digital delay box in it. I'm not really a big fan of those, but it's got it and it works, so we're going to continue using that. It's got a race pack in it. Whenever it was mounted, whoever did that, it's crooked, so it drives me nuts. So we're going to have to move that. I got a piece of carbon. I think I can make this piece right here carbon, make it look a little better. The switch panel, though, I think Larry Morgan started this thing to run at the U.S. Nationals in '87. I think that's the button he used, because That thing is probably older than I am. So we're gonna have to update that, which we have got all new K&R stuff here. The relay board and switch panel. All new wiring for everything. Heat shrink, zip ties. Here's the cool new black switch panel. So we're gonna bring it into modern day with wiring. So I'd like to update the wheels and that kind of thing. It's all gonna be really determined on how much money we got by the time we get it running. It does have the grid, all that in it. This is an air tank, like actual compressed air, and it works the shifter and the throttle stop. So that's a pretty cool concept, except for the fact that it's just mounted right randomly in the middle of the floor. So that's driving me a little bit nuts. So we're gonna rip that out and move it or relocate it or something. But this is a fiberglass dash that Zeus is in, Zeus is out, so it's easy to get to the wiring. What's in it now? Yep. Yep. And we got carpet on the wheel tubs. The tin in the back of this thing looks pretty good. We randomly found a spot to throw the race back. Just boom, right there. So we're probably gonna have to find somewhere more uniform to put that. Back glass. Pretty neat setup how they got that in there. How you feel about the paint?
So when we first brought it home, I didn't really care for it, but it's grown on me and I like it. It had these weird little triangles like in the middle of the door, and they looked like something you see in 1990s commercial.
Yeah.
So heat gun and plastic razor blades, and John got those off, and that looks a lot better. But the paint, you can't see it right now, but there's a lot of pearl in the paint.
Now you can kind of see it right there.
And it's really cool.
See the blue in it, in the white. And the purple, man. You get some light on that purple at the bottom and it's loud, which I like it. That's about the only way I think you do purple is purple.
It's cool.
But it's really neat, like
the orange and the teal and the pink and everything. It's just really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's got pink stripes there. That's the purple. So, talk about history. I saw this car in 19. A guy named Kevin had it in Missouri, and we were at a division race, and I was driving Vernon's Chevette, and he pulled up behind me in the staging lanes, and it's like, often do you see a Chevette and a Oldsmobile Forenza and super gas?
Never.
Corvette Roadster, and then those. So I talked to him and looked at the car, and I thought it was really cool. And that was kind of that. That was, like I said, 2019, 2018, something like that. So fast forward, the whole deal about we're going to get rid of the dragster and blah, blah, blah. I started looking, and this car's in Houston now. And I thought, man, that's convenient. I had talked with this guy, and we pretty much make a deal. Well, then I got on the internet, and I started doing research. And I found out quite the story on this car. So this car was a Pro Stock car in 87, and it went out of Pro Stock commission the end of 87. So we don't know exactly when Piniella sold the car, but it left there and went through a few different people. And it ended up with a guy that had it painted, and this was in his shop. We'll see if we can... Yeah, you can kind of see it. So you can see the picture on the bottom right down there. That's right after the car was painted. The guy had all the National Dragster clippings and cutouts and all this stuff from where the car was part of Team Castrol, all the write-ups about Team Castrol and that kind of thing. So this guy had this stuff on a bulletin board in his shop. Well, so this guy This guy has the car in the early 90s. He was not the one that bought it from Pinella, but he was, like, I guess the second one after that. He raced it up until 98, and then he parked it. So the car was, we're just going to assume, was raced from 88 to 98. The window net in the car expired in 98. So don't know exactly when they quit racing it, but I was told 98. The car sat from 98 until that gentleman died in 2012. And then the story that I was told was that his wife held onto the car, and I'm not sure if she passed away and then the car got sold, or if she finally sold it, what happened there. But the car was sold in 2017 to the guy in Missouri that I had saw the car with. So when he picked the car up, he'd taken pictures of that bulletin board, you know, and all the guy had all kinds of memorabilia of the car all over the shop. Stuff, you know, like I've already done, bought the handout and stuff like that. So the car really didn't get raced, at least from 98 to 2017. So it is an old Pro Stock car. It does have some runs on it, but it's not beat to death. And you can definitely tell, I mean, even the doors,
they shut just...
I mean, that thing shuts like the door on my truck. So the body lines are really good on it. Everything underneath of it looks good. It's got lamb brakes and lamb struts on it.
Even though it's sat for a while, it's still been taken care of.
Well, the fact that it sat still for almost 20 years, it wasn't getting beat to death running up and down the highway in a trailer. It wasn't getting beat to death on the racetrack.
Yep.
This thing hasn't had some dual carburetor 632 with 3 stages on it running Street Outlaws or anything like that. I mean, it's not... Yeah. The car's not been hurt. Now, with that being said, it's got some battle scars. It's got some wounds on it.
It does have some bumps and bruises on it, but...
There's been some things happen to it over the years, and it's got some scratches and this and that.
But heck, our stuff has that too, so... I mean, it stuff happens and is what it is, but...
So this car with this engine in it has been 990 to 163. I'm going to say your middle of the line super gas car now is probably a 160 to 165 mile an hour car. So I think we're somewhere around mid-pack right now if we roll out to run super gas. Obviously, I don't think we're going to have the money to buy this car and then completely redo it, like front to back, paint and everything. Trying to get wheels on it just because I hate drag lights, but you know.
I'm digging the paint though. Like,
I think we get some V-Series and that kind of thing on it. I think the paint will look all right. So
just wait till I get to buff it.
Yep. Yep. So I was fixing to start taking stuff apart, and I thought, you know, somebody might be interested. Somebody might want to check out what we're doing. So we decided to do this quick little intro to the Forenza before we start taking it apart.
Yeah. So.
But we've seen videos of this thing going like 740s at 180 or something.
Yeah.
750s, 180. Yeah, you can get online and look. And
so we got on YouTube and we watched a bunch of like old Pro Stock races from back in the 80s, and like we actually saw this car being raced by Larry Morgan.
Continues. Here is Warren Johnson, ready to face Larry Morgan. And you can see him working those 4-speed levers, doing the burnout. The burnout, of course, done differently with these cars than it is with the dragsters or the funny cars. They use a line lock. They lock up the front brakes and get them spinning stationary and then just kind of move towards the line. Larry Morgan of Ohio in his second year of Pro Stock racing. Of course, Warren Johnson has been doing it for a long time. He also, in an Oldsmobile, the only Pro Stock car, Paul, ever to top 190 miles per hour. That's Warren Johnson in the near lane. He's the defending champion here at the Summer Nationals. In the far lane, Larry Morgan, they both come off the line. Something wrong with Johnson early on. He's running well behind as Larry Morgan rolls on to victory with a 7:59, 182 miles an hour as Mechanical Ills strike Warren Johnson.
It was pretty cool.
It is cool. So I went 105 or 106 60 foot, I think is what I went in the dragster. And meh. I went 113 in this thing, and I was like, oh, wow. She's a rolling.
Yeah, this thing leaves.
It was still on the wheelie bars when it passed the tree. That's it. We bought a 1986 Jerry Haas, ex Larry Morgan Pro Stock, ex Bob Pinella Trucking owned, Castrol GTX, 6.0 certified Forenza.
We did. You ready to start working on it?
Yeah. I'm even more ready to post a picture of this thing on social media and maybe put this video out so people will know what a Forenza is.
I didn't know
Because
what one was before this.
people around us, you know, our neighbors and stuff. Oh, the dragster's gone. What'd you buy? 86 Forenza.